I'm going to change how I was going to start because of everything that just happened. First off, I just want to say, like, listening to them talk is, like, just so inspiring because it's just so similar to the concepts I have, and seeing it in such a different form is just, I don't know, it's just so refreshing. Also, I want to talk about one time, I used to be an intern here, and I was videotaping Brittany do a performance piece, and it was just, like, I was so intrigued that it was, like, hard to, like, even, like, look at my camera, and I was supposed to be, like, videotaping her. So I already knew her work, and then listening to her talk about it was just, like, it was awesome, because I don't think I've ever really heard you talk about your work.
Probably not.
But I, like, knew who you were in a creepy way, so like, it was cool to hear you talk about that.
Aww.
And you made me really nervous because you were professional about it, and I don't think that's going to happen. But, okay, and then Tanae was my teacher, which is why I, like, really awkwardly laughed out loud when she just said, like, that's how her lectures were, because it was, and I feel like I was always the one that was, like, answering all the questions. I just loved her class, and because of her is kind of why this happened. So I'll tell you more about that when I start talking about my shoes, though. Okay, and since Tanae did this, I'm going to do the whole thank you thing, too, because half the people in this room were here with me at, like, 8 in the morning setting this up. So my boyfriend, Nick, Emily, Philip, and Alexa, my roommate, were all here, and they all served different purposes. Like, one was videotaping, one was keeping my mood down, the other one was just dancing around, and then my boyfriend helped me with all these shows. So it was just, it's nice to have the same people that are here when it was, like, starting, be here, like, listening to me. So it's, like, a little less nerve-wracking, not really, but okay, so now I'm going to actually start where I plan to start, which is the title of my show, and that's called Golden Year. So basically, well, this makes it interactive since I'm a teacher now. Does anybody know what that is? What your golden year is? Philip?
It's I'm just playing.
No,
It's your birthday.
Okay, so Kimberly, when's your birthday?
It's when, can I just tell you what it is?
Sure.
It's when you turn the age of your birth, like, date.
Okay, so yeah, that's the right answer. So I turned 23 on the 23rd this year. So for some reason, I don't know why I was fascinated with that. I've always, like, waited for that day to happen. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with, like, the number 3 because of my sisters, and another long story short. So I was just really excited for this year, and I was gonna make it awesome. It ended up being really awesome, so I was right. Okay, so then that's the title. Also, I don't like using my last name because I don't know, I feel like that might change, hopefully, and no pressure. But I don't know, I just feel like every woman in my family's middle name is Marie, and I feel like just that ending it in my middle name ties to, like, my family. I just like it better. Okay, so now my outfit. So there's reasons for why I wear certain things. So for example, my glasses, when I get really nervous, which is right now, I wear these glasses. There's no lens. I found them at a house party, and I just, like, became obsessed with them, and the owner kind of gifted it to me. And the pinkness around my eyes kind of helps me calm down in a weird way. Definitely a placebo effect type of thing, but it's always worked. So, like, for example, not to be sad or anything, when my grandma passed away, I had to drive home out of the blank for 8 hours to go home to Miami. I wore these glasses while I drive. It helped. I don't know why. So I wear them for moments like this, like right now. Mark also has matching ones, so I love it. Okay, so my necklace, I make these cool, like, weird beads, necklaces, and earrings because I'm an elementary school teacher, and my students just absolutely love it. I, like, channel Miss Frizzle. I don't know. Yes. You know who that is? Yes. So I just love that, so that's kind of why I wore this. Today was, like, my first day teaching at elementary school, so I kind of wanted to look like elementary. So that's why I wore the hooded caterpillar. And then last, my shoes. I hate high heels, okay? This is really painful for me. I am really uncomfortable. And I wore 2 different shoes because I was FaceTiming my mom yesterday, who's on her way home here, on her way here for my graduation. And she was, like, freaking out about what shoes to wear for my graduation, and, like, showing me, like, her phone like this, and I couldn't even see what she was showing me. And I don't know, I thought it would be funny to kind of do the same thing, because I found myself, after I hung up with her, turning to my friend Emily, and I was like, what shoe do I wear? And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wear the both of them. So kind of touching on, like, what women go through every day to make a decision. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my shoes. There's 23 of them, because I'm 23, it's golden year, get it? So I started off for my thesis show for my BFA with 15 pairs, I believe. And so for this show, I decided to make whatever the math is to get to 23. So the first pair of shoes I did was these right here. And it's called Beauty is Pain. I have a haiku that goes with each shoe. For me, it was like a mini artist statement for each pair of shoe. I just thought it was the least information I can get, and also the viewer can like, whatever, decide their own what they think of it. So for this one, I wrote, when wearing high heels, it feels like pins and needles. Why wear high heels at all? So this was the first pair I made, and my roommate's dog chewed up her shoes. And she was like super upset, and she was like, I don't know what to do with these, and I'm a hoarder, so I kept them. And then one day I just decided to put pins in them and kind of like touched on the typical standard of like literally how I feel right now wearing these shoes. So that was my first one. And then the second one was because it's an A, and it's all the way back there, which is my self-portrait. And those are I can wear those actually. Those and the ones next to it, Golden Year, are actually the only two I can actually wear. Those are my shoes. Like I wore those out like partying and stuff, so they're kind of funny. These are obviously very different, and I just feel like there's like I have two sides of my personality, and not like a creepy way, but like they're both loud, but sometimes I'm like more like a loner, and sometimes I really need like that color to, wake me up. So that's the second pair. The rest of them, I want to let you guys explore after I talk, because if I talk about only my shoes, we'll be here forever. But those are the two that I started with. I guess I can tell you my last pair. My last pair was these. This is a newspaper. I like hoarded newspapers for a while from FSU, and like these are all, like I don't know, Chance the Rapper came. So like I thought that was significant. So it's basically everything I thought was significant, like in the newspaper, the ones that I've hoarded. So my favorite restaurant, Main Street Pies. So this was the last one I did. Okay, so some of them, just to give you like an idea of how I come up with these types of shoes, some of them are inspired by people. So like this one, for example, is my mom. She's a principal, and now I'm a teacher, which is which she tried really hard not for me to do, but happened anyways. Some ones like from my dad, some from my grandma. Others are just inspired by material only. So like these googly eyes, that's just material based. And then some of them are just concepts. So like the beauty standards, that's a concept. There are a lot of them are material driven, but like this is a concept. This was like a shoe based on my high school, because my first thing I wanted to do was marine biology, so that changed. So those are the kind of the three things I go with: concept, people, or materials for the shoes. Okay. The next thing is the mirrors. These I made specifically for this show. There's 23 of them, so don't try counting, I'll just tell you. These all have like little messages that you have to literally be close enough to read. And I got obsessed with like laminating like eyeballs, is weird as that sounds to say out loud. So these are a little bit lifted up from the mirror. So what I do is I laminate them and then I glue like a bead on the back, and then so they're a little bit raised from the actual mirror. So I made these for this show. I kind of want people to like buy them and just take them. I just feel like the message and having those eyes look back at you kind of forces you to think about like people looking at you, just kind of that like abundance of gazes you get when just like walking outside and how you get judged and the whole beauty standard thing. So that's just like a mini version of do that. So like if somebody were to take that home, my whole entire concept gets across just by like a mirror. That big mirror is just like, this was actually in my other show, and I had a bunch of tacks glued on it, and it was pink. So kind of like Brittany was saying, I love like changing something that I already had, because I just feel like it has, for me, if you look at the back, it's still pink in the back. So I laminated all those eyes in the same kind of concept. It's a full length mirror. So having all those eyes stare at you, it's like kind of a lot if you focus on the eyes. If you ignore them, it's just a mirror. So I just like that. Me and my roommate use it all the time at my house, so it's funny that it's not there anymore. So yeah, let me see where I'm at. Okay, so I like doing things on the floor because I am a little bit of a control freak and I don't like people getting too close to my things. I also find it really funny when people like bend down and like look at things. I think it's just hilarious. I also like usually places at galleries like not the best floor. So I feel like if I don't do something to the floor, it's like it doesn't get that room feel, and I really like creating those like whole roomy type feels. And then I have like mini installations. So like over here, I don't really want to talk about this that much because it's kind of sad, but these are like crayons and like they're glued into bullets. And I like shot those bullets like out in like range safely. And so I saved those because that was such a like empowering experience for me. And I glued these crayons into the bullets before all these crazy things started happening in schools. So now to me it serves more purpose. Before it was just like an idea, but now events happen, and now for me going into elementary school setting, it means way more to me than it did when I first made it. But that's sad, so let's move on. This is like a mini installation. When you were younger, you played Barbies, which are over here too, and animals, and you pretend like these animals are real, like, and they're big, and they're not. They're just from the Dollar Tree, and I spray painted them gold. So it's kind of that kid like imagination that you have. I think it's really important, especially as an elementary school art teacher, to like still have that, because I understand them better. Just makes my job easier, really. So that's just kind of like a mini installation. So I do like mini things. So there's nothing that doesn't have a meaning behind it. So like behind there's like little chairs, and those represent my sisters. Like everything has a little meaning, mind you. So yeah, I take like even in my house I'll have like mini, like my poor roommate who's a nutrition major. Like I do many things and I like to move them all the time, and I don't know why I do it. I just do it and it makes sense later. So yeah. Oh my god, this is hard. Okay, so I kind of wanted to end. I'm not. I'll leave more to questions at the end, but I'm gonna end with my identity project, because that is something like the shoes. I told you I had 15 of them before this show, and I added more. But this was something I started from my 23rd birthday. So I wanted to kind of like use myself to like explore the concepts of beauty instead of using like an object. So I got these 3 wigs. I had this one. I had this one for a Halloween costume because I was an orange crayon. I had this one because I bought it for my graduating show because I don't know, I wanted to match my classes. And then I bought this last one and created this whole identity project. You guys can get closer. We'll switch after I explain it. But all these Polaroid pictures are on the floor, and they all have like, these are all hers, and hers. Okay, so does anybody here know Spanish besides my boyfriend? You know Spanish? Okay, so this is Azul Marie, Naranja Marie, and Rosada Marie. This means blue, orange. Yeah, not that complicated. But those are their names, and it kind of ties to like, because I'm Spanish. Like, that's important to me, especially being here. So the first one I created was this blue girl, and this is just rice, by the way. I dyed it with food coloring and vinegar. This is my first character, and she represents like Miami, my family, my culture, my first like initial love, which was marine biology. I still love it, but so that's what she means. I usually try to take pictures of her near water or near like blue things to complement her overall theme. This one is kind of created from me moving to college here. I'm not near water. I'm around a lot of nature. My friend Emily is very opposite than me, and she's from here. She's local, so like I feel like this one was inspired by like the locals that are here, and I don't know, just like the concept of being somewhere else and creating new identity by myself. I moved here when I was 17 and went to TCC by myself. Like, that's scary. So that's Tallahassee, and kind of like, I really think that the orange complements like the green nature, and our Florida fruit is orange, so that's where that came in. I usually, up here there's like orange. So if you follow these trails, these like all have like meaning. So like a mermaid playing with her hair, or like, it's really weird for me. This is like, I wrote like a 10-page paper on this, so it's like the fact that I was able to change something that was so minimal at first, like I got a Polaroid camera and I honestly just wanted to do a project with that. And it just turned into such a deeper experience for me. Like changing the process of all these, like I would do them all in sitting. So my poor roommate would like, I would literally play dress up as an adult and put one like, I guess character on the same day, switch. So like each picture is like, there's 3 taken on each time I get into this character. So it's hard. It's very hard to put on stuff and like change my whole idea of what I'm doing so quickly. And the Polaroid, like you can't edit that. You take the picture and it's over. So I just really like that. The last one is just my artist side and my teacher side. I feel like our program has really engraved this concept that those 2 identities need to be merged. So that's what that character kind of represents. And obviously my signature color is pink with my glasses. Like, and she kind of has the same haircut as me, so that's the one I feel most familiar with. But these are 2 kind of based on location versus that is like who I'm gonna be from now on. So yeah, this has been really fun for me. I'm gonna stop doing this on my 24th birthday and maybe create like 3 new characters based on like her, kind of like expanding her into 3, because I feel like this is like a circle to me. So I'm at this stage now. And when I get back to Miami, all this knowledge, it's like a circle. I will be able to use it back in my hometown, Miami, which is where I want to be. So I think that's it. Oh yeah, and Brittany, the chair thing, you blew my mind because like I have a chair and I never thought about it like as much as you did. So I was like thinking about my chair as you're talking about your chairs, and I was like, I don't know. I just really wanted to use a material that is like not considered fancy and like something that everybody enjoys wearing, really, no matter what ranking of society you're in, and like make it look like kind of like a throne. So it's kind of like a neutral throne, no matter how rich or how poor or whatever you want to say you are. Everybody likes denim, so it's like a comfortable chair that like you can sit on. I don't know. I just love denim, so. But I think that's it. That's it. I think.